Hi everyone, it's Debbie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm a reseller. I've been reselling for 17 years. I sell mainly on eBay and Poshmark, and then a little bit on Mercari and Facebook Marketplace. In today's video, I'm going to share 12 items that sold last week, which was December 19th through 25th, 2021. And if you're new here, I have a what sold video out every week, and then one other video. Usually it's some kind of haul or educational tutorial video. So if you like these type of videos and would like to join me again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you hit the notification bell, it will let you know when I release new videos. I sold a total of 32 items for a gross amount of $675.20. So this week, the week of Christmas, is traditionally my slowest week of the year. I think the reason for that is people are not going to order gifts online that week before Christmas because there's the fear that it will not arrive on time. And people are on the road, people are with family having celebrations, so it's generally a really slow week. So what I decided to do was combat that with sending out 30% offers with $5.95 shipping on every item in my closet. And it worked. I had a lot of sales in that 24 hours after sending out those offers. So it was a lot better than it would have been had I not done that. And some items I sold for a little bit less than I would have normally, but that was okay. I was happy to clear some of those items out, have what was an okay week instead of a completely dead week. I sold 22 items for a gross amount of $463. The first item was from my series that I just completed, where I show every step of the process in reselling from start to finish and broke it down into steps. And this was the Alice and Olivia dress. It was new with tags, $368 retail value. Alice and Olivia Ellis midi dress that had a deep V neck with a leather trim around it, and it was size 2. I saw this at Goodwill behind the counter, and usually I ignore things behind the counter, but this day I decided to go ahead and look, and there was an Alice and Olivia dress and a Ted Baker dress, and they were both right around $50. I went ahead and got them, and wow, it paid off. They have both sold. I made a great profit on both of them. This one, I received an offer for $120. My earnings were $96. I paid $50 at the regular Goodwill store 1 month and 11 days ago, and my profit was $46. So I think that is great when I can make a profit of $46 on one item. So I'm going to start checking things that are behind the counter. Before, I always thought, oh, those are just marked up way too high. I'm not going to pay those outrageous prices. But it really paid off for me. I made a better profit on the Ted Baker dress, but this one, $46, I think that's amazing. The next one came from a Thredup shoe rescue box. This was the Cork Ease Women's Betty Buff on Suede Wedge Sandal Platform Shoe, size 6. And this one I thought I could sell for a little bit more money, but I wasn't getting a lot of activity on it, and I was desperate for sales this week, and that happens sometimes. Sometimes I will let things go for a little bit less if I want to ramp up sales, or I know it's a slow week and I just want to have those sales. So I did take a little bit less, but I'm still happy with the profit. They sold for $25. My earnings were $20. I paid $5.62. Thredup rescue box. This was box 5. They took 2 months and 3 weeks to sell. My profit would have been $14.38, but this was the box that I paid my daughter Sydney $3 per listing to list. So I did all the prep, took all the photos, then I sent her the photos, and she created the listings. My profit ended up being $11.38. The next one was also from that Thredup shoe box, and this was the shoe box that I thought was the awful box, and I'm going to give you the stats on it, on how it has done so far, even with paying Sydney out $45 to list the items. It's interesting, it's still really good, even though I thought it was a bad box. This one was the Aldo Clear Nude Rhinestone Ballet Flats shoes. They're a women's size 7, and they had little crystals all over them. Well, this pair was sticky on the inside, and I tried to get the stickiness out. It wouldn't come out completely. And so on this one, I thought I'm going to go ahead and list it and just try to recoup my money. And so I got an offer for $8, and I took it because I was just lucky to be able to sell that one. My earnings were $5.05. I paid $5.62. So I would have gone in the negative 57 cents, which is not good, but I did not pick these. I would not have picked these up on my own. And overall, when I look at the entire box, it's worth it. So I was just happy to get back $5 on this pair of shoes. Then I paid Sydney $3. So it was actually negative $3.57, but that's okay. I'm looking at the entire picture. On this box 5, I listed it on October 4th, 2021. So we're going until December 25th, 2021. That's 2 months and 21 days. I have had gross sales of $314.49. After fees and shipping back in the bank, what I have received back is $206.70. My cost of goods on that entire box was $84.30. I paid Sydney $45 because she listed 15 pairs of shoes at $3 a pair. So that means the money that I have received back after cost of goods, shipping, fees, everything is $77.40. I have sold 10 of the 15 of shoes. So I've sold 66% of the box. So I still have 5 more to sell. I spent 2 hours and 27 minutes on this box. So we'll say 2.5 hours. And that is accounting for shipping time because I wanted to know the exact amount of time that I put into this box. So even at this point, with just selling the first 10 pairs, I am still working at $30.96 an hour, which is not great, but it was fun to do. I had to work from home and it's just 2.5 hours. And so to me, that's worth it. It's exciting to get the Thredup boxes because some of them have been great. If you have to remember, that's only 10 of the pairs. 5 remaining pairs, I get back just $10 on each pair of shoes. This is me from working at $30.96 an hour all the way up to $50.96 an hour. I'm good with that. That's generally when I am buying and selling things from Goodwill. Around $50 to $60 an hour is where I normally fall. Now, when I do retail arbitrage or liquidation, it is a lot more than that, but it's a lot more investment also. I am really happy with that box. I will keep updating you and let you know when they all sell out and what my final profit is. The next one was a Goodwill bins find. This was the Cuffy of Cape Cod, Massachusetts sweatpants, men's size large. They had a drawstring waist and pockets. They were just nice quality thick sweats. So I saw them at the bins and I thought I would pick them up. They sold for $17. My earnings were $13.60. I paid $1.38 at the Goodwill outlet, or sometimes it's called the bins, where you pay by the pound. My bins, I go to the one in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and it's 99 cents a pound if you purchase 25 pounds or more. They took 2 months and 28 days to sell, and my profit was $12.22. And when I was listing them, I noticed a little bit of staining on the leg, and I was like, oh no. But I still listed them. I photographed that, disclosed that in the listing, and they still sold, and I'm really happy with it. Also wanted to update you on the case that I talked about 2 solds ago on Poshmark, where the person said that the sweater was more sparkly than they had anticipated and they wanted to return it. Well, it went for quite some time. They submitted a picture, Poshmark asked them to submit more pictures, and then nothing happened, and 5 days or so went by. So I contacted customer support and asked them if they could make a decision, and they did, and it was in my favor. So yay, thank you, Poshmark. So I am very happy with Poshmark. That is a huge benefit. The fees are a little bit higher there, but boy, not having returns is very valuable to me. I love that. Then I had a couple more sales from another Thredup shoebox. This was the first Thredup shoebox. I'll give you an update on that box also. I sold the Steve Madden silver strappy heels in size 8.5. They had an ankle strap. They were so cute. They sold for $15. My earnings were $9.54. I paid $6.32 6 months and 20 days ago, and my profit was $3.22. So not much. Some of these After 6 months, a lot of them are not going to be the higher value ones. Usually the ones that are worth a lot, they sell right away. So now these in the later months are for a lot less, but it all adds up. Then the other pair that I sold from that first Thredup shoebox was the BCBG Max Azria Trinity Leather Lace-Up Espadrilles. I thought these would sell for at least $30. I thought they were so cute and trendy. The comps looked good, but sometimes things don't always go as you think that they will. Normally you can really predict very closely if you look at the sold comps, but that's not 100% of the time. Sometimes you just don't get the activity on the item, and maybe if I held out longer it would sell for higher, but I was happy to sell them for $18. My earnings were $14.40. I paid $6.32, and my profit was $8.08. These took 6 months and 22 days to sell. So this box I've had for a lot longer. It was my first one. I listed it on May 31st. So as of December 25th, which is 6 months and 25 days, I have had gross sales of $369.87. I have received back in the bank after any fees or postage $260.19. My cost of goods on this box was $94.84, so my profit is $165.35 with 80% of the box sold. This one took me a little longer. I think I must have had more prep work, or I was slower looking up comps or something. It took me 4 hours and 32 minutes, and that accounts for every step of the process, including estimated shipping time. So that means if it took me about 4.5 hours, I am making about $36.74 an hour. That was not that much different from the box that I thought was the bad box. Now, I still do have 3 pairs of shoes to sell. So when I add those in, it will be more than $36 an hour. The 3 that have not sold yet are the Aldo flats, and those might sell when the weather is a little bit better. The Melrose and Market Mules, these are so cute and so nice. I'm shocked that they haven't sold. And then these, I don't know if they'll ever sell. They are sexy MM flats. And so I'm sure the Aldo shoes will sell, and I'm sure the Melrose and Market Mules will sell. So I will update you on those later and continue to let you know how those boxes actually do, because the unboxings are so much fun, but I think it's really valuable to know what they actually yielded and how much money I actually made. So far, I'm pleased with all of them. Last thing that I'm going to share on Poshmark is a skirt. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It is ILYSE Heart LTD 100% wool skirt in size 12. I had this skirt for about 5 years. I bought it at a thrift store in Midwest City, Oklahoma. I used to go there on Sunday mornings, and you'd fill a bag for $5.95. And so I just stuffed them so full, and my average cost of goods was 25 cents per item normally. So I had this for so long. It finally sold. I had cross-listed it from eBay to Poshmark. I took it off eBay because I was afraid that having it on there so long without selling was messing up the algorithm. So I went ahead and put it on Poshmark, and it sold for $11. My earnings were $6.55. I paid a quarter at a fill-a-bag sale 5 years ago, and my profit was $6.30. And I had this on Poshmark for about a year. So a slow seller, but it was a really nice skirt. But back then, I did not look up sold comps. I learned shortly after that how important it was to look up sold comps, because when I started, everything just sold. I remember people asking me about that, and I was like, everything sells. You know, you can put a potato chip on there and it will sell. And it did. Everything sold for so long until just about 5 years ago. Then I think certain areas started getting really oversaturated. And that's when I learned the importance of looking up sold comps. And now it is crucial to look up sold comps. Next, on eBay, it was slower this week. I only had 8 items sell on eBay for $155.41. The first item that I'm going to share was brand new with tag. It was a brand Philosophy. It was embroidered gingham dress. It was black and white. It was petite large. It was so cute. I was surprised that it didn't sell earlier. I listed it on Poshmark a little over a year ago, and just nothing. I sent it into Thredup. It came back, it didn't sell. Well, finally, I cross-listed it to eBay, and it sold in 1 day. It sold for $26.43. My earnings were $15.92. I paid just 96 cents at the Goodwill outlet, and my profit was $14.96. So I am definitely a fan of cross-listing. I use List Perfectly to cross-list, And I have definitely seen the benefits of having the items on more than one platform. The next item was a bins find. This was the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and the Chamber of Secrets cassette tape audiobooks. I found these at the bins. If I find Harry Potter things at the bins, I always pick them up. Harry Potter things sell very well. My kids loved Harry Potter, obsessed with Harry Potter. I love picking up anything Harry Potter. Often it will go to my daughter Morgan because she is a huge Harry Potter fan. So this one I picked up, even though it was cassette tape. I thought maybe someone would be looking for it. It sold for $18.47. My earnings were $12.36. I paid 85 cents at the Goodwill bins. It was in the hard goods area, so it was 69 cents a pound, and my profit was $11.51. If ever you sell books, be sure you look into media mail. It is so inexpensive to ship books media mail. And I talk about it in my eBay 101 shipping video. So if you sell any type of books, be sure that you look into media mail. The next one was a pair of shoes. These were brand new. They were Gentle Soles by Kenneth Cole, Carol Velvet High Top Sneakers, blush in size 7. They sold for a gross amount of $33.45. My earnings were $18.13. I paid just $1 at a discount store, which I'll tell you about in a second, and my profit was $17.13. When I was teaching, if you listen to my reseller story, 4 years ago, I decided to take a job as a reading specialist. As a single mom, and the insurance, I was paying like $675 a month in medical insurance, and I had the idea that I could work at school from 8 to 3, have that insurance coverage, make a little bit of an income, and then I could still run my reselling business, which it didn't work out. I ended up making a lot less money that way, but it was worth a try, and it was kind of fun to get back in the teaching system for a little while again. Well, on my lunch break, there was a discount store, and I don't think it is all over. I know it's in Oklahoma, maybe in Texas. It's called Half of Half, and they have clothes that have been deeply discounted, but a lot of them have damage, so you have to really look over them carefully. Well, they'll often have a rack of items for $1. Now, there's a lot of time invested into shopping there. You do have to inspect them. Most items have flaws, but I would go there on my lunch break and find 1 or 2 things to resell, and so that was fun. Well, one day they had shoes marked down for $1, so I bought about 10 or 15 pairs, and this is the last one to go, the Gentle Soles by Kenneth Cole, and they were a little bit damaged. They were probably a stored display or something like that, so I just put that on the listing, and spending $1 and turning it into $18 is pretty good. That it took that long to sell is not great, but it was something that I did on my lunch hour, and it was multiple quantities, so that was nice. The next one was from the haul where I took my husband thrifting for the very first time. We were in Plano, Texas, and that haul was great. The prices were so low at that Goodwill. I found this one at the very, what if these are something? And so I asked the girl how much for these, and she said $1. So without looking them up or anything, I decided to go ahead and take a chance on them. They have this on the cover. There's like a little attachment on the back where you can put it through your belt loop, and on the inside it says Southampton, and I don't think they're going to sell for much at all. So I thought maybe they will sell for $10 and I will get $8 back, but they were worth, no, anything about it. They just looked like maybe they were worth something. So I grabbed them at the last minute. They were only $1, so I thought I'd take a chance on them. Well, they weren't worth very much. They sold for $13.97. My earnings were $8.05. I paid just $1 at the Goodwill in Plano, Texas, and they took 5.5 months to sell. My profit was $7.05. Then the next one was another item that came from that store, Half of Half, that I purchased on my lunch break. I was working as a reading specialist, so this one was also around 4 years ago. This was the new Hunter Crisscross Racerback tank top in size large, and it was new without tags. It sold for $13.42. My earnings were $7.51. I paid just $1. And my profit was $6.51. And that one I had for a long time. I pulled it off eBay because I was worried it was one of those that was weighing my store down. I put it on Poshmark about 1.5 years ago, sat and sat and sat. Finally, I cross-listed it back to eBay. I thought I'll give it another try, and it sold within 2 weeks. Next, Mercari, I sold 2 items. I won't go over this again, but the Free People Gold Rush sequin dress that's been selling like crazy, I sold another one, but I've gone over that so many times that I won't give all of the details on it again, but I just want to let you know they're still going. And then the other one was the Free People We the Free Heart of Mine top in size large. It sold for $22.80. My earnings were $15.38. I paid just $7.78 at Fox Liquidation. It took 4 days to sell after putting it on Mercari. I've had it for a year and a half, so 4 days after cross listing. So yay for cross listing. My profit was $7.60. And 0 sales on Facebook Marketplace this week, maybe next week. My breakdown of all of my numbers, I sold a total of 32 items for $675.20. Money back in the bank after any fees or postage was $468.94. My total cost of goods was $173.05. I had no refunds this week, yay! And my profit was $295.89. On Poshmark, I sold 22 items for a gross amount of $463. After fees, money back in the bank was $336.70. My cost of goods was $146.24, and my profit on Poshmark was $190.46. On eBay, I sold just 8 items for $155.41. After fees and postage, I received back $92.77. My cost of goods was only $10.47, and my profit was $82.30. On Mercari, I sold 2 items for a gross amount of $56.79. After fees and postage, money back was $39.47, and my cost of goods was $16.34. My profit on Mercari was $23.13. When I looked at where my items came from, out of the 32 items, 14 were thrifted, so Goodwill, Thredup shoe boxes, anything that is pre-owned, I count as thrifted. 14 were liquidation, and 4 were retail arbitrage. So when I talked about the discount store that I purchased from, those I considered retail arbitrage. That is everything that I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video and wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it so much. And if you're not subscribed and would like to join me again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you will know when I release new videos. And I almost have another Thredup shoebox ready to go. I bought it a long time ago, and it's just been so busy that it sat for a long time before I opened it. I filmed it. I just now finished prepping the shoes and taking the pictures. So I'm on the last step. I'm going to list them, edit the video, so I should have that out in a few days. So I love doing the Thredup shoe unboxings. So that will be the next video out after this one. Thank you so much for watching, and everybody have a great day and a Happy New Year. Bye.